We've got some
Hey,
fresh new
I'm
young
Luis.
talent
And
doing some
I'm
things that I know
Luis.
you haven't
And you're
heard
listening to the
before.
Content is Profit podcast.
I'm triggered. I am triggered right now. You wanna know why I'm triggered?
Why are you triggered?
I am triggered because I'm looking at the camera that is recording us right now. And at the bottom, where the camera hooks to the tripod, there's a leveler. For those that don't know what a leveler is when you're gonna place something and you wanna make sure it is flat, that is perfect horizontal. That's a leveler, and it usually has like a little bubble that indicates whether it is in the middle or not, whether it is, leveled.
It's a
And-
Bougie camera stand. over there.
And the freaking camera is twisted right now. You might not be able to tell in the frame, but I can see the bubble on the wrong side, and it's killing me.
That
right
is the
now.
right side because the footage is coming out good. Here's the thing that people
It's
don't
killing
see.
me.
The camera is on a stand, that the stand is on a table, that the table is probably on a cricket floor. That's all I'm going to say.
It doesn't matter because the leveler is based on gravity. It works with gravity.
Okay. Well, if you're looking at the videos, let us know. Is it twisted? Is it, from to a side? I don't think so. But anyways, this is the thing. Okay. No, we have to talk about this.
I'm triggered, bro.
Okay, that's fine. And I respect it. I'm just choosing to ignore it, but no more. Because this is the type of things that are preventing people from publishing. Is it? Wait.
Some people, I agree with you.
Wait, it doesn't prevent you from publishing. It just triggers you. But there's a lot of people there that we have the conversations with, and be like, "Hey, I don't have the right equipment. That's why I don't publish my message." Excuse.
We
hey,
know that
I
is
don't have.
BS.
Yeah, I don't have X thing, so I don't publish. Yesterday, one of the most popular reels that we published. Go to our Instagram, right? And I think it's on Facebook that caught fire. Was literally us asking a question: have you published yet? And you're gonna see that question coming up in our content. Very recently, and we got some comments in every single platform, and it's like, oh yeah, I haven't, let me go do it, from YouTube, from Instagram, all these things, right? So again, share your message no matter what. Okay, rant over.
Yeah, I agree. Share your message no matter what. But if you have OCD, and it's going to be bothering you throughout the whole episode, just fix it. Take this 0.2 seconds to fix it, to put it straight, to put the leveler in place how it should be. Okay,
wow.
Move on.
Rant over. Thank you.
Over.
Guys, for those that ignore the whole rant, thank you for skipping all the way here in the episode.
Hey, look at it this way. There's a lesson in everything. You got to put your learning goggles, reframe the situation, just like my brother did, and bring out the goodies in it. The lessons.
Yeah, I guess I'm triggered by people saying that they're going to publish and they don't. So I highly congratulate you if you're listening to the podcast and you're putting your message out there. No matter what, share it with us. What is the message that you're sharing? Anyways, okay.
Actually, share it by posting a reel saying, I just listened to Content is Profit. I am pumped. You know what? I am going to share my message. I'm going to publish. And then share your lesson from today's episode and tag us, of course, so we can reshare your post.
All right. FONZI, 3 creator economy trends to watch in 2023. Juicy.
Yeah, we got this one from the official YouTube blog, super official. And it's actually an interview in part that they did with a creator that he actually used to work at YouTube as well. I don't remember his name right now.
Oh, is this the whistleblower? This is the whistleblower.
No, I don't think it's a whistleblower.
I've seen some headlines out there since this report came out. There's like, ex-YouTube whistleblower shares secrets, and it's like, so clickbait.
No, it's a clickbait. Yeah, I sent you that video.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that guy. It's not a whistleblower. That's great clickbait
101. Yeah.
Yeah, but his video was really, really good. It was crazy. And we can actually talk about that because there's a lot of lessons in there. But these are the 3 trends that they notice and that they share in this article. Number 1, and then we're gonna dive into like all of them. Number 1, creator.
Wait. After we dive into it, I have a little tease. The Facebook released something today, and if you're listening to this episode yesterday, that is hot and spicy, and it has to do with AI, and it's gonna be so good for all content creators. FONZI doesn't know this, but breaking news. Okay,
all right, cool.
Continue.
All right, trend number 1: creator-driven content is taking over the TV screen. Trend number 2: long-form and short-form creativity are more powerful together. Here, connectivity, like last time. But you gotta use your other hand. Your other hand.
That was
no.
Okay.
No. Yeah. There you go. Intertwined. All right.
Okay.
I hope you've seen that clip before. If not, that's going to be extremely weird. And trend number 3 is for Gen Z, creators are the new content studios. That one, it's a little juicy. I think we're going to rant a little bit on that one. But let's start with number 1. Creator driven content is taking over the TV. This is a quote straight from the article. The latest Nielsen Gauge report, I might be mispronouncing that, shows YouTube leading streaming watch time on connected TVs ahead of Netflix, Hulu, and all other players. That means there are more Americans gathering around the living room TV to watch YouTube than any other platform.
I know. And
That's big.
we have an inside man here, and we should bring him. We should bring him to
Yeah,
the
we
show.
should bring him.
I think that would be
An
awesome.
inside man.
An inside man. He actually sells advertising for YouTube TV specifically, and it's been awesome. We had a conversation with him maybe a couple of months ago when he was in Jacksonville, and he was telling me that nobody really believed that department, and it's crazy how users now are watching. I'm one of them.
I mean, we're one of them.
Yeah.
I remember one of the first times that my girlfriend came here to the house. What we did was introduce her to Mr. Beast. What else? What the Dude Perfect?
Dude Perfect.
We
Yeah.
started introducing her to all these YouTube channels. Like, have you seen this?
We
And
could not stop.
We could not stop. We literally watched
Yeah.
for like 4 hours YouTube on the TV, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the evolution of content in a way, right? Like you have these different tiers, just like social content. Like for example, podcast is its own category, and then you have the clips and the shorts, and people consume content in different ways. But I think everybody's being educated to consume shorter pieces of content. For example, you might have a 15-minute break, or you might just want to disconnect for a little bit, right? I use it at the end of my day, and I might prefer to watch 5 minutes of 10 different things that I have queued up, and that to me is a good use of my time instead of watching a full show.
Bro, I have my watch later all queued up in there. The thing is, the Google recommendations are so good. The YouTube recommendations are so good that when I log into YouTube and I see the home screen, I'm like, oh, I want to watch this video, and I add 3 more to my watch later. My watch later must have like 30 different videos in there that I still need to watch. But talking about kind of like intervals of time that you might have to dedicate to watch this content, I just got a thought in my head, right? Like when we talk about short form content, is mainly those reels or YouTube shorts, TikToks, like 1 minute. But wouldn't be YouTube considered short form within the TV realm? Because if you go and watch a show in there, usually it's like an hour, like an episode, right? But now you're tuning in to watch 10-minute, 15-minute episodes of a YouTuber. So would that be considered short form TV? Interesting. Right?
FONZI, good.
I think I'm onto something over here.
Look, I think it's interesting, right? Because obviously from the outside world and in the business side, right, we see TV appearances, or you have like these PR agencies that people hire, businesses hire to put you on TV because it's perceived as this high value thing. And the truth is, and I'm ready to challenge this, right? Not only because of the conversation I had with our contact inside of YouTube, but also because now you see creators like Mr. Beast, or even Logan Paul,
Mr.
or
Breeze. I don't know who Mr. Breeze is.
Beast, Logan Paul, and many others, right, that are building incredible businesses out of YouTube, and their content is even higher quality or can reach more people. And the important thing here is, like, with TV, it's harder to track actual data on who's watching, how long are they watching, why are they watching, right? And YouTube is this amazing platform that allows you to do that, right? Podcasting, you're able to also leverage the podcast or the show for YouTube, and then on the audio platform, right? And you can, as a brand, is so accessible, as a company, so accessible without having to go and pay for these big PR agencies for something that it might or might not. Hey, we've experienced this with many companies that we've helped on launching a book. We just had a launch, a massive launch, and we were able to track more from our social media presence, organic presence, than the TV appearances that our client was. And again, we didn't handle the TV appearances. That was not our process. That was not our thing. But we were able to attribute a lot of more sales through the social channels organically. Imagine if you pay to be in these platforms. But anyways, I think it opens an amazing opportunity for many businesses to be seen
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
compete.
Yeah.
Compete,
And
baby.
you were talking about that credibility aspect. I think that's pretty important. I actually been like reading about that, and I know that's been a topic within the podcasting world and within Content is Profit, right? And there are mainly like three different types of credibility: implied, perceived, and earned. And I feel like you were talking about with the PR, most people are looking for that perceived credibility, like, oh, I was featured in ABC News, whatever,
Yeah.
right? But that can actually backfire because when they go check you out, if you have like nothing else, that credibility might just crumble. But if you have earned credibility, which it could be, hey, we released over 300 episodes of Content is Profit, right? And that got us into the HubSpot Podcast Network. That is earned credibility, right? So at the same time, like I think YouTube is perfect for that because it's going to showcase all the content, everything that you have done. And again, it's just going to be better for connecting with your audience. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Are you gonna? Do you want to play this short-term game of perceived credibility, which it can help you to a point, or do you want to play the long game of earned
Yeah.
credibility?
I think as a business, right, you have the possibility to do both, but you can get ahead way faster and with more data on the digital slash YouTube. Now that it's taking over TV space, right? That was the real estate that
I mean, you get
companies are
data
paying for.
back too.
Yeah, but again, you're taking TV space now. All
Yeah.
these networks are competing with the actual YouTube, which is content that you can consume anywhere, right? And you can argue the same for TV, but you cannot watch a short of whatever.
It's just honestly, the only thing that I stream on my phone that is TV related is soccer.
Yeah,
It's
but
when I want to watch a soccer game.
it comes down to like who's your ideal client and where are they consuming the content. Like I remember an interview that they did to the Lamborghini CEO, and they're like, why don't you guys advertise? And he's like, my consumer is not on TV, they're not watching TV, they're doing something else. So
Yeah.
that's why they don't go there. So again, if you know your audience, awesome. I think this just opens massive opportunity. Anyways,
Yeah, absolutely.
point two.
Yeah. Of course, redirecting this to the B2B world, right? Leverage that, leverage the fact that YouTube. But now you got to start thinking, how do you make this entertaining enough so people want to tune in when they're sitting in the living room and not just, sit them in there and give them a lecture. All right, move on to the next one. Second, long form and short form creativity are more powerful together. And I quote from the article, to say creators have run with YouTube Shorts is an understatement. Last year, we reported that shorts are being watched by 1.5 billion monthly logged in users. We expect that number to grow even more. Since launching shorts, channels uploading both shorts and long form are seeing better overall watch time and subscriber growth compared to those only uploading long form.
This Yeah,
I mean, it speaks for itself.
Speak for itself. And this answered a question that I had, and we might have to modify the distribution because remember we heard a lot of data on like two specific channels, right? One for long form and the other one for shorts. And I think we'll have to like revisit that after this. And again, especially because now we're publishing the full episodes, right, as a Content is Profit channel.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go all in on YouTube with the podcast, specifically with all the things that they're doing, and we're gonna be talking a little bit more about that on the next segment. But personally, again, it's a matter of leverage, right? Like you're taking all this effort to put something long form together that is quality. Why don't go the extra mile to then grab the clips to promote that bigger piece of content, or even create individual, right, segments as shorts that then you can promote and they drive traffic to your channel. And I'm gonna do a little parenthesis here and talk about the video that I sent you the other day about this guy. I forgot his name. I wish I remembered. I'm actually gonna pull the article here because his name is in there. But he had this show where he was talking like, oh, there it is, John Jushay. I don't know. Jushay. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. But again, go check out his content. I'm going to link that in the description. It's really good. He was talking about how James Corden actually has done way better on YouTube than all his other counterparts, right? Like Jimmy Kimmel and some other people in there. I don't really watch those talk shows.
I love those talk shows.
But he said that the reason why he has been so successful is because he does so many different segments and he tests a whole bunch of like different types of content
Yeah.
And then he sticks to the ones that stick, and the ones that don't stick, he just brush them aside and he does something else. So he's like, you should be treating your content like this too. Hey, why did we create the cool tools cool? Because it's a segment. It's a cool segment that we can create a short out of it and put it out, and we're gonna see the answer. Do people resonate with that? Yes, awesome. We're gonna create more of that. Does they don't resonate with that? No, we're not gonna do that anymore, right? Well, this guy John, he actually created this video where he would go out on the street and he would ask people, "Hey, do you recognize between the like who do you recognize between these two?" One was like an old school and I'm saying here in quotation marks, like old school actor or actress versus a YouTuber. So he had like Tom Cruise versus Mr. Beast. And then he will keep count of like who could people recognize, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's super interesting, that social experiment. That video blew up. But then he also tried a segment where he was kind of like giving editing tutorials. That videos didn't blow up, so he stopped doing them. And I think personally, when I saw that, I was like, that is what businesses are lacking as well. Like, of course, I understand the matter that it's like we need to place our resources, like we talk about that all the time, and our capacity in doing certain things that are going to move the needle. But if we are looking to grow our content, then we need to look into including these segments within what we're doing. So if you're dedicating yourself to podcasting and you have the platform where you bring in your guests and you're nurturing those relationships, but at the same time, you're leveraging that content into short form so you can build an audience, guess what you can do? You can probably include segments within that podcast episode that then you can clip specifically and use them to blow up and drive more traffic to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's like kind of like thinking about how do I build my own talk show, make it entertaining, educating,
Yeah.
infused with my own personality or my brand's personality into this, and then literally just put it to the test. Put it out there and see how people react.
Here's a breakdown, right? With James Gordon versus Jimmy Kimmel and those things, right? So Jimmy Kimmel, obviously they have a very, and Jimmy Fallon, both they have a very successful talk show. But what they do is like the talk show has this like format, right? So they have different segments within the big talk show. And then from those segments, they grab those clips, and those are the ones that they put in shorter form. And then from those clips, they go and they do the 60-second clips, right? So that's format number one. Format number two, which is James Gordon, what they do
James
is like,
Corden.
oh, James Corden, they go and they test the content first, and then what resonates, they then go and then they build the longer show after that. Which a lot of brands, after investing in Super Bowl ads, for example, yeah, we're talking about the same person.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, so you read
Gordon.
his last name properly.
Okay. Gordon. Okay, James, you just call me, man, and tell me. But just like the Super Bowl ads, there's a lot of companies that they invest, the $7 million that the 30-second ad cost. But then what they'll do is they create multiple versions of that ad, and they run them on YouTube. And then the ad that resonates the most on YouTube, that's the one that they run for the Super Bowl, right? So again, what are you doing? What is your strategy? And again, it comes back to your own resources and how you want to run it, right? For example, for our show, it makes sense that we have the longer form, and it has changed quite a bit, right? Because we used to have a lot more interviews, but then now we're doing these solo episodes with different formats and different things, so we can then create the micro content associated with it. But at the same time, yesterday, and this is a behind the scenes peek, we started creating those smaller segments, right? And if we want to call it like 60-second segments, so it is basically me on a reel asking somebody, hey, have you published yet? And that is the whole video, right? Guess what? It has been the most watched video in the first like 2 days that we've ever posted. And we're like, sounds good. This is resonating. Let's see if we can stay consistent with it for the next 30 days. And then we can come back and use that material for the show. So again, what are the things that you're doing inside your content ecosystem within your company? Like, do you have established show? Can you create clips from that? Of course, if you need help and support on the publishing side, we are here to help you. We have the team, right? But at the same time, it's like, is there information from that show that then you can actually create something new out of it? And then it adds a new layer of content in your content ecosystem, and you can start testing and having fun and doing wonderful things, right? So I think it's super cool. The two formats, test it out. Let us know what it works. Balance between your own resources and the objectives, right? And then go from there.
Wow. That was pretty good.
Do you actually pay attention?
A little bit. I was reading this because I Google him up, right? James Corden. And it says that the Late Late Show with James Corden has a finale.
Yeah, they're done.
They're done.
He's gonna be moving to bigger and better things.
Yeah, that's
Probably
pretty
just
cool.
YouTube.
He's probably gonna join Content's Profit. I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the press release.
Exclusive.
But it says his last episode is gonna be on April 28th. Honestly, I want to watch it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and he's gonna go and do an over-the-top sketch with his friend Tom Cruise, taking part in an amazing musical performance during The Lion King. How cool is that?
But
Dude, I'm just saying we gotta do our musical. We've talked about it plenty of times. I think we should run an ad that is a musical. It will be a killer.
All right, we want to talk about the third one.
Yeah, let's go to the third one. That was a cool little tangent in there. So the third one is for Gen Z creators are the new content studios, and I have one phrase in here that I want to see what your reaction is. I want to, I want to understand what goes in your brain. So it says,
Is that
create
directed to the audience or directed to me?
to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now.
Okay.
Creators are this generation's directors, producers, and talent all rolled into one, and that's why I believe they're winning the streaming wars. What do you think about that comment?
Creators are this generation's director, producers, and talent. Look, I know what you're gonna say. The clips of one person that has is that?
No. I'm just wondering, what are you thinking? You're like, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, in a sense, yes. I also think that there's teams behind very successful teams. So, I mean, that's if the whole team is a creator team, great. But yes, I think.
Look, this is what I'm taking out of this. They're saying obviously there's creators that are extremely talented, that they know how to do all this, and those have kick up their channels to do great things. Now, for them to be successful, they need the ability to teach those things to their team so they can do it properly. Because if not, they're not going to be able to succeed in the long term.
Yeah, I mean,
and that is the same for businesses, right? And it happens to me a lot. And obviously we can see that with certain clips and certain stuff that, like I know I can do it myself, but then I get overwhelmed, and it's my responsibility to relay that information and teachings to the team.
We've heard about the whole, rat race of content creation, whether that's a company or individual creator, where they decide that they want to be consistent, X amount of time, and then there's a certain standards for their content, right? But normally it starts with like them creating themselves. A company, you don't see this often because they have resources to go higher, right? But then the creativity on that side diminishes, right? Because there's a system going on, right? So what is the commitment to the compromise, I think, right? And just now, before we started the show, you walked in and, we're distributing this new piece of content that our editor puts out. And I'm a big fan of systems because it helps us move faster, right? And we play with this, right? Like, what's the level of creativity that needs to be included? And I think the comment that I said there, because you're like, oh my gosh, like it's the same sound, right? Like it's the same thing. And I'm like, well, for this, yes, that's okay. Like I think we agree to disagree in certain parts of this. There's layers to it, but it helps us put and create content at a faster pace, right? Because we talked about frequency. We talked a lot about like how often do we put message out there, right? So if that's one of our priorities, and by us doing everything ourselves or taking the time to create like one piece, I think he has his place on platform. But for micro content, I think we need higher frequency. But at the end of the day, it's like, what is your decision, right? Do you want to go at a slower pace but create something that you consider top 100% notch, which is, by the way, both routes are great. At the end of the day, it's like, is your creation and what you need to put out there. But I think every creator and every company needs to establish what's that priority. If priority is speed and frequency, if you have a ton of resources, great, you can employ 5 editors and each one of them is going to create their masterpieces, right? Then you can put out a lot of content. If you don't have that enough resources, then there has to be a compromise on what the system looks like, and then you can play with these pieces, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it's pretty interesting, right? Because what it says here is like where it says, I believe that they're winning the streaming wars is because they are able to probably move faster than big production houses.
Yes, and I also the fact that they they have more frequency of publishing within
That's what I
YouTube
mean.
rather than, oh, Netflix, I gotta wait to see what shows they're releasing this month. Right,
Yeah.
on YouTube, it's like, boom, content out every single day at massive scale. And then you have so many like hook points,
Well, it's
right? You
like
have so many ways to like come in. Now, on that statement,
wait, wait, wait,
I,
wait,
I-
wait.
real quick. I think it's really important in basing this statement. If you're gonna have a creative team, right, like hire somebody that has this characteristic, somebody that can be the director, producer, talent, all roll into one. Because I think they're gonna be able to influence your content at scale, right? And if you're looking for people just like that, for a team just like that, guess what? Look no further. You have us right here, the Biz Bros, with content momentum. So if you're looking for a fractional content team that they can be the directors, producers. I'm not gonna say the talent because if you're B2B, you are meant to be the thought leader, but we're gonna teach you and show you how to be that talent. So make sure
Yeah.
to reach out to us at BizBrosCo on Facebook, on Instagram.
That was
All right,
awesome.
now what were you gonna say?
That was awesome. Thank you, BIZBROS, for sponsoring this episode. And no, what I was gonna say is, remember that story about the book author? I can't remember his name, but he crushed, or he crushed every single belief about book authors that I had at the time, which is like this guy that has a team and all they do is like pump books based on
James
a framework.
Patterson.
Oh, so good.
He uses like ghostwriters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
It's funny because like when I went to Fort Myers with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
the condo where she lives is all old people, pretty much. She's like she's like the granddaughter of
who he lives
everybody.
here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
Does he live there?
huh?
Does he live there?
Who?
The author. What is
No,
it?
no, no,
Oh,
he doesn't
okay.
live there. But every old
Oh.
person had a book of him, and I was like, if they knew. I wonder if they know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
like
funny.
there's a system, right? He runs a business, and he has a framework, and he has people that support him, right? At the end of the day, what is the framework that you're gonna use to either, if you're starting out, to make sure that you publish consistently? You're gonna learn a ton of things, right? You're gonna learn like, this is the message I resonate with, this is the message I don't resonate with, these are the things that I agree, these are the things that I want to teach, this is the format I want to record it, this is the equipment I want to use, right? There's all these elements, right? And if you are a company, it's same thing, just probably a larger scale. But if, like Fonzie said, I'll second his motion, is if you're gonna hire somebody, make sure that you have those pieces in place.
Yeah, because I'm gonna break it down a little bit. If let's say you just hire a talented editor, is gonna be good to a certain point, and sure, it's gonna be helpful to a certain point as well. But if you're at first, your first hire as a fractional content team, somebody is gonna help you with your content, somebody that can spot, how to actually make the content good, how to make you shine and help you shine as the talent, how to produce it in a way and edit it to, lift it above the noise. That's the person you want. Then, if you eventually bring a video editor that raises their skills even more, is great because now you have that visionary in terms of media, of content, that's gonna pretty much oversee everything, making sure that the content is not only juicy, but is top quality and distribution is going out at the same time. So I think it's very interesting. And I personally believe that a lot of these creators are gonna get snatched by like big media companies or big businesses to
Yeah.
do what they're doing within those businesses.
I mean, the the NBA Stars game or whatever, MVP games. Clearly, I don't watch basketball, but it's happening. And they hired one of these YouTube creators that his content is just focused on basketball to go document the whole experience. So he's gonna go play with NBA players and he's gonna produce the whole thing, right? So it's
That'd
like,
be cool.
perfect, awesome. It's a new take, right? And that's happening. So if you're a company, maybe that's a route that you want to take, right? If you don't have the resources, make sure that your team handles that. Okay. So before we go into cool tool school,
Yeah.
I have some news.
All right, what's the news?
I have some news. Where am I?
You don't know them off the top of your head?
I do, but I want to read them. Okay. Meta, right? Or
Hey,
Facebook,
how do you pronounce it? Meta or Meta?
Meta.
I think it's Meta.
Our friend Zuckerberg.
Don't say his name, bro. We talked about this on the last episode. He's like Voldemort. You cannot say his name.
Okay. Our buddy from Facebook.
Suck.
Suck. We're going to release a new state-of-the-art AI large language model called Llama. I thought it was hilarious. Designed to help researchers advance their work. LLMs or llama have shown a lot of promise in generating text, having conversations, summarizing written material, and more complicated tasks like solving math theorems or predicting protein structures. Meta is committed to this open model of research and will make our new model available to the AI research community. Looks like they're entering the AI wars.
Wow.
I can't even say
AI
AI
wars.
wars.
Dude, so
This was sent this morning, as in we're recording this message in our private
interesting.
channel.
So LLMs is language learning models, if I'm not mistaken. That's funny. Now it all makes sense because before coming here, I was on Twitter, as usual lately, and I saw this meme. Have you seen the meme where it's like a three-headed dragon? The dragon in the middle is like a total badass, and then the other two on the side are kind of like
Chunky, like
yeah, like weird looking.
The weird brothers.
So the middle one was like Chat GPT, and then the other one was like
Bard.
and then this one was Llama. And I was like, what's
Who's Llama?
Llama? I was like, I don't get it. What's Llama? Now it makes sense what Llama is.
Anyway, so
That's cool. Personally, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be awesome. I think Meta has crazy research and development. I mean, all of these companies have crazy research and development teams. I personally believe that the fact that ChatGPT came out before all this, like, is speeding up the race and is making them make a market move.
Yeah.
And but I think it's gonna be an interesting race. I was actually looking at Christopher Loghead's Twitter. For those that don't know, Christopher Loghead, he's a category king, the category designer, right? And he was talking how actually Google's move on releasing Bard is kind of the same as Microsoft releasing Bing when Google had majority of the marketplace in in search. And he claims that actually ChatGPT is not search, is a whole new category.
Yeah.
He calls the category answer, because you're not searching anything, is literally creating the answer for you. So I think that was super interesting. He actually made a podcast episode about that. I'm gonna link it down here as well.
I saw a clip where this guy went on a demo and he's asking ChatGPT, having a full conversation of what is the best restaurant I want to go to, what is the best fish, or what, based on results, and all these conversations to make a decision, right? That now we make ourselves by searching for these prompts on the search engine. So I like that new category, the category answer.
Yeah.
And on our side, right? How we've been leveraging AI, and I think obviously tools are a little bit early on this, but there's going to be a whole new creative, I guess, category as well. Like there's going to be new stuff being created at a faster pace if you can leverage the tools and if you can leverage your team.
Yeah,
to
stop
do these
drinking
things.
those monsters, bro.
No, they're all coming back. I think it's gonna be a very exciting time, and I think if you are in this process of creating, I would motivate you to start looking at least 30 minutes a day, research a little bit, and how can you put it inside of your process, inside of your system, right? So
interesting.
I think you don't agree with that.
I think it's gonna be revolutionary. Of course, it is. I just don't know how I feel about it. In a way, I feel like I'm a romantic of the creative process. I'm like, yeah, like, it's so cool to know people. Like, I love finding creative people that I'm like, I love what their brain is producing. But now with AI, I'm gonna be like, is actually their brain producing that, or is it gonna be the AI? And I think if people manage to make that distinction, they're just gonna like rise way above the noise, and they're gonna become like super creators. They're gonna become super creators, like extreme thought leaders, if they manage to differentiate themselves from like AI generated content.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's just gonna help the people that are in camera doing things like the ones that we do, right? Because clearly this is not AI robots over
How
here.
do you know?
Just new face. But I think there's gonna be a big distinction on AI generated and the type of content that's created that way, right? Maybe something related to SEO and things that can go out very fast, right? Again, we talk about frequency and consistency. So there might be a version of that content that goes out, but if you are a thought leader, if you are a CEO of a company, if you are the attractive character of that company and wants to put out, I think the trust that the audience can have in you is going to be way higher if you are the one leveraging AI, but you are the creator as well, and you're the one putting the message out there. So I think it's going to be a lot better for the people that are brave enough to be in front of a camera, but it's going to speed up the process on the back end to identify what are the things that we're putting in our words to put out in front of the camera.
This is my thing. Like, if this category is called answer and is creating the answers, do you even have to create answers anymore? Is it going to numb your mind? What is it going to do to your neurons and your brain? Interesting, huh? All right, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to wait like 10 years, revisit this episode, and see what's been happening with society then, if we're not yet in like the Matrix, being attacked by robots or maybe by aliens. You've seen the news. Aliens are coming.
Sure.
So we'll check it out in 10 years. Mark in your calendar.
All right, Cool Tools Cool sponsored by LUISDA Creates. Should I follow your steps, Fonzie?
Whatever you want, I am known as a pioneer of sense. So
okay,
if you want
so
to.
the tool I want to share with you guys today is this amazing project management thing. I call it thing because we've been using it for I think almost a year now, but it's called Notion. Notion.so. If you haven't used it yet, go create your free account. Again, Notion, please give us the affiliate link because every single company we work with, we put them in there. Just in fact, this morning I had a call with this technology and communications company, head of growth, and they're trying to figure out their project management. They're 192 employees. And we were showing some of the things that we do on our side, and it's very flexible tool. It says your wiki, docs, and projects all together, right? And if you haven't played with project management tools in the past, this might be a little bit of an uphill, just because it's a blank canvas, right? So you can literally you can even create websites in there, which is very exciting.
They actually just released their AI model as well for everybody.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you're in there. And you can also do AI inside of Notion. But what you can do is like, what I recommend is if you have a framework on how you and your team execute different tasks, map it out. What are those tasks, right? And put it in there and start playing with it. But it's very flexible, it's easily accessible. Imagine a combination between spreadsheets, Google Docs, and other project management tools all mixed together. And I think it's pretty unique. So I'm a big fan. The way that we ran into this, we used project management tools like Basecamp and Monday and Asana and all these things. And we ended up working with a Y Combinator funded company. And as soon as we were sharing our process and we were collaborating, they're like, guys, why don't you consider this? And they sent us this one link and all the questions that we had for them and the assets that we requested were in this beautiful page. And I was like, what is this thing? And their CEO introduced me to it, and we've been using it ever since. And it's been amazing because we've been able to save a ton of time, save a ton of money. Our team loves it. And it's a living organism inside of our company also that is evolving with our needs. So highly recommend it. Notion.so. That is my tool, to-go tool with everything. Today, we actually rolled something out with the team that consolidates 3 different tools that we were using into just one, which is Notion, part of our process. So everybody gave me the thumbs up and it was approved. So
I didn't give you the thumbs up.
You weren't paying
the
attention.
most important thumbs up.
You weren't paying attention.
I was not paying attention. Now, I think I'm going to make a live recommendation because obviously this is the 3rd time we're doing a Cool Tools Cool live. I think when we do the Cool Tools Cool segments, so like we share the software that we like, the tool that we like. Maybe it's not even a software. Maybe it's just a tool. We share the tool that we like, why it is so important to us, why we like it so much. And then we kind of just like scroll through their website and talk a little bit of what they say. Because they have all the good info in here, right? Like, look, Notion runs in like Pixar, DoorDash, Amazon, Uber, like all these companies use Notion.
Nike, Netflix,
next. Yeah, crazy, right?
I want to see their dashboard.
All your work in one place. You can have wikis, documents, all your project management, consolidating all your tools, just like you just said, right? No more Monday. Actually, we move out from Monday. No more Asana. Actually, we move out from Asana, right? No more ClickUp. Everything in here and very easy to use, no code, which is makes it super
Yeah.
simple. You can have your entire team in there regardless of where they are in the world, and it is actually very affordable as well.
Yeah.
And they have over 1 million users. That's insane.
That's
I think
insane.
I think Notion is valued at multiple $billion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah.
we run part of our CRM is in there, our podcast flow is in there. Those are a few of the systems that
Yeah.
we've been helping our clients with as well. So if you have questions and you want to learn more, just reach out, put your message in social media, guys. I want to talk to you, and we'll send you the link, and we'll connect. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I think that's the episode, Fonzie.
That's it. Pretty good, pretty solid. Let us know what you think about AI. Is AI going to take over the world? Are you going to become one of those super creators that are going to be able to get distinguished from AI? And let us know what you think about these trends on the creator economy and how can you apply them to your business, right? Are you going to make more content in YouTube? Are you going to create more short form content that is going to drive people and target towards your brands, right? And lastly, are you going to hire those creative people that could be all rolled up in one that is going to help you take your content to the next level, aka hire us, the Biz Bros, with content momentum.
That's right. With that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Contents Profit Podcast. Go ahead and follow the show in your favorite podcasting platform and on social media at BIZBROS Co.
That is right. If today's episode helped you move one step closer towards your goal, please don't forget to share this episode and leave a 5-star review. Let's go.
Bye, guys.
See ya.